Right, so you've all heard us talk about Sujata, and she chaired the semi-final earlier. And if you remember, Sujata and I met, and we kind of came up with this. Sujata and I worked out how we were going to do this, and then Sujata made it happen from India. And I just thought it would be nice to ask her to come on the stage and ask her why she thought Debating Matters India would work, and why she, from the British Council, went that way, and whether she thinks it has worked, and what her feedback has been. I thought you'd be interested to hear that. So can we give her a wonderful, warm welcome, please?
Thank you, Claire. It's been an exhilarating, overwhelming experience. And I almost don't want it to end. But of course, we all want to know who the winners are. It all started with a cup of coffee in a cafe near the Institute of Ideas office in London. No, it started a little before that with Rod Pride, who's Director India for British Council, constantly forwarding the Institute of Ideas newsletters to me. And when I looked at it closely and I saw those wonderful programs, especially the Debating Matters program that the Institute of Ideas has been doing in UK for the last 5 years, and the Battle of Ideas program that they run, I was very intrigued because we wanted to do something similar in India, start this whole culture of debate and argument, because we love arguments and debates. So I met Claire and I said, can we talk about how we can do Debating Matters India version? It's been a complex process since then. 250 schools signed up online, and we've had the elimination rounds. 48 schools debated Debating Matters India over the last 3 months, and 1,500 students participated directly in Debating Matters. So that's been a complex, long journey involving colleagues from across British Council offices in India and colleagues from the Institute of Ideas. And we have come to a stage where we've begun believing, based on the feedback that we have received from teachers, from students, from judges, from the panelists who came and gave their expert opinion, that Debating Matters is something new, which all of us, all of you here, want to participate in the coming years. So it has worked, and it has worked because it's been a wonderful team experience, and it's been a wonderful audience experience. The questions from the audience has really made it and has really given us the response and the feedback that we needed, that a whole series of debates, arguments, intellectual rigor, all of this works in India. And what a wonderful format we had in Debating Matters that the Institute of Ideas had been carrying on for the last 5 years. A very different format from the kind of debating that is done in India. We were a little apprehensive about how it would all happen, but it has happened. So thank you to all of you. Thanks to Pfizer for supporting debating, the whole idea of Debating Matters, and supporting getting Debating Matters to India. And thanks to Jack Waters for coming all the way from New York to be here, not just in terms of money, but in terms of time that he has given us to be here listening to all of us. I'd like to invite all of you back. There are quite a few who are here who didn't take part in the final rounds, but who came all the way anyway. Some of you have left because you had trains and flights to catch, but I'd like to invite all of you to come back to Debating Matters next year. Thank you.
Could I just get my colleagues to find out with the individual judges if they're on their way back in? Because I want to just wait till everyone's in the room, if possible, for the next bit. Okay. Yeah. No, fine. Oh, thank you, yes. You've caused the individual judges some problems, and they're still rowing and debating on different people championing different people. The individual judging is still going on, and they may well come and join us in the course of this next section. But I mean, I wanted to, first of all, you just heard Sujata mention Jack, and he's been a judge, and he's been with us actually from the start of this final. I'd like to call him up to say a few words on Pfizer, but I just want to say something a little bit about Pfizer before that. It's interesting because there was a debate this morning, one of the semi-finals actually, on clinical trials. And Jack Waters had to be a judge and listen to one of the teams who bravely attacked Big Pharma throughout the debate. And he represented Big Pharma, who funded the competition. And then he judged that debate. In fact, the team that attacked Big Pharma won on merit, rather than that they were right, of course, necessarily. But the point was that I think it's a real testament to Pfizer that they have been involved in supporting the Debating Matters competition and working with the Institute of Ideas on in the UK, and have then come with us to India. And they have never tried to interfere in any of the content or editorialise or anything that we've done. We have a joint commitment to actually having greater level of public debate in civil society. And that's what we share with Jack, apart from a love of the arts and the fact that we are good friends and have become good friends in terms of working on this competition. But I just would like to really salute Jack, but also to thank his colleagues, because in New York office, people we don't know yet, but we hope we will get to know, Bob Miglani and Paula DeCola, who enthusiastically supported us from afar, and they suggested topics and judges and so on. And thanks also to Dr. Abhijit Valanju, who is the project manager of external medical affairs for Pfizer India, who's been with us as well, sharing this experience with us. And undoubtedly I've pronounced his name completely wrong, but then that just means I'm treating you like everyone else. I'm not distinguishing. And who's been with us and has now got the task of going out and talking to his colleagues in Pfizer India and signing them up to help us become judges next time in the competition and so on, because some of the greatest scientists in the world work for Big Pharma, regardless of what you think, and who are interested in science, and we always try and have debates on science and ethics, so it was good to have them on board. But could we give Jack a warm welcome to come and say a few words, please?
Thank you very much indeed, Claire, and good afternoon to everyone. I hope you've all had a lot of fun over the past few days. I see nods. I don't hear yeses, though. Yes! It's a great honor for me to be able to just say a few words to you. We've supported Debating Matters since the beginning. It's been in the United Kingdom. And I was invited to a meeting with Claire last summer, and she said, we're thinking of taking Debating Matters internationally. And in fact, not sure of which country, maybe China, and I thought, but maybe India. And I said, now you're talking. Because first of all, I love coming to India.